So he's going to live to fly another day.
Because of winning with broadswords and then winning with Dominic's.
This was a very interesting match. I'm going to come back and look at this later.
Oh no, he's so cool, but not very good.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. After that short break for dinner, we are back once again, and I have a new commentator with me. Everyone say hello to Bacchanalian. And say hello to everyone, Bacchanalian.
Hey guys, this is Bacchanalian here, back for Alliance Tournament 12, the Drone Spam Edition. I'm excited to be here and looking forward to a great match here between Dead Terrace and Ronin.
We do have another flagship on the field once again today. The Balgorn flagship for the Ronin is here, and they've brought with it 2 Eoses, a Guardian, 2 Blackbirds, a Vexor, and then a set of support with Molluses and Talwars and Heretics. And Dead Terrace have gone all Foons.
Yeah, this is interesting. I kind of poo-pooed the Foons we saw earlier, but they proved to be effective. So here we have 3 Typhoons, Eos Proteus that we think is the Logi Proteus, 2 Purifiers, 3 Tristans, and a Malediction. So quite a bit of frigate support there, and it'll be interesting to see if those Purifiers are bomb fit in order to perhaps to clear the drones that we've seen so many of.
Yeah, the entire team for the Dead Terrace came in at 50, but the Ronin guys came in a bit closer to around 30. And the match has now begun, so we're going to see all the drones moving across the field and get a better idea of what type of drones these guys are using.
Yep, and it looks like we have damps going back and forth both ways already, so we see some E-War going on. The Ronin team looks like they're actually pulling back to some range here.
Yes, they are deciding they don't want to get within the lock range of these Typhoons because they've got the Foons all damped out. They've actually got damps across almost the entire team for Dead Terrace, which is a really dominating position. If the Ronin can manage to pick apart some of these smaller ships while the entire Dead Terrace team is damped, they're going to be in a really, really strong start.
And here we go, Blackbird already into armor, about 2/3 armor now. A bit of shield damage on a Tristan the Proteus on the other side there, but really not a whole lot of significant damage. While that Blackbird is getting reps, it's losing armor with every rep cycle.
Yeah, now the Balgorn for the Ronin is charging into the field. He's gotten in quite close and is close enough now to be nuding out his targets and shooting with lasers. So we're going to see whether that starts to have a really big effect. It looks like he's got his newts on the Proteus.
And again, that Proteus being the Logi, then they can start powering through some of the support. Looks like they are trying to get through that Tristan, but he is still pulling armor back, so they haven't completely drained the Proteus, or he's managing to effectively cat boost. That Blackbird, meanwhile, has rep back up to full, so again, we're back at a stalemate here.
Yeah, the Balgorn is actually using the new bonus that since the last tournament we've given to the Blood Raider ships. It is using Nost rather than Newts, which means that it's draining a lot of cap, but also it's gaining cap from it, not using cap. So it's going to be able to do this indefinitely. It's definitely not going to run out of cap anytime soon.
And it looks like Ram's Vexor there on the Ronin team is now struggling. They're trying the same thing, switch targets from the Blackbird, see if the Vexor's tanked a little less and perhaps break through that. Meanwhile, we lost a Purifier already on the Dead Terrace side, so quickly got through him and just kind of alphaed him off the field, looked like.
With a Tinker team like this Dead Terrace team, losing one ship is often a pretty big loss. It means that the limited amount of DPS you have, especially DPS that can project across long distances like the Stealth Bomber can, is decreased even further. And we're also seeing damage coming in at the rep drones. It looks like the Ronin guys are shooting off the heavy rep drones that are helping to keep the Proteus alive.
And there goes another Tristan. Meanwhile, that Vexor's still not breaking on the Ronin side, so Ronin are holding on pretty tight here and managing to pick apart this terrorist team little by little.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what you want to do when you're coming up against a Tinker team like this. Having the Balgorn obviously is a huge advantage. Whether they knew that they were going to be coming up against something like this or just brought it as a general strong ship, it combines the long-range webs and long-range nudity and Nossim, both of which we allow people to use faction versions of on the flagships.
Yep, and then it looks like now they are going for the Balgorn. I guess you figure at this point they're damped. They have limited ability to project damage as a result, so let's go for what's right here in our face and see if we can get through it. That said, Balgorns are very beefy ships with the Guardians supporting it, and they're going to have a hard time doing it now. There looks like another Purifier is really struggling to stay alive too.
Yeah, these purifiers are going to be dealing a lot of damage to it. So if they can take down the purifier of Shanna, which is being fired on right now, but it's holding pretty well, then that'll help keep the Balgorn alive a lot longer.
Yeah, I mean, that is why they chose the Purifiers as stealth bombers here. They do have the most armor of any of them. However, that was all she wrote for that one. He is exploded and off the field. Balgorn, meanwhile, holding out pretty comfortably, about 95% armor, though that was a big chunk that just went. He was repped all the way back, so...
Yeah, without those purifiers, it's going to be kind of hard to break through the reps of the Guardian on the Balgorn. As we see now, Tristan is the new target for the Ronin team. They're trying to pick off the small ships one by one. So this is the first team that we've seen in this tournament so far using stealth bombers. And stealth bombers, of course, it ended up being the dominant meta, even though they didn't show up until the last day of the last New Eden Open. We've increased the point cost up again to 1 point, which means they're 1 point higher than they were in the Neo 2, but 1 point lower than they were in the last Alliance tournament. Do you think we're going to see a lot more use of stealth bombers in this tournament back?
You know what I think? I think we may see some teams attempt to use bombs with all the drones we've seen, especially with the Vexor Navy issue that don't have the most enormous drone bay in the world. You clear off a couple flights of drones and they have no DPS. I definitely think we're going to see some of that. Meanwhile, we have Banshee Blade and Tristan exploding. We have another Tristan that has bled some structure, but is back up to full armor. But Ronin here, really, they're holding on pretty steady. They're doing what they're